is what the Democrats are trying to do legislatively, vowing formal action on voting rights. Now, Mitch McConnell has his obstruction strategy, denying basically what everyone can see: Trump loyalists trying to get control over election posts at the state level. That's a big issue when it comes to the next election. And January 6th, which we've discussed, you had Republicans in Congress voting against certifying the election and trying to somehow use that to seize power. Now, today, the reason I'm mentioning this is that as Chuck Schumer talks about potentially taking away Mitch McConnell's obstruction filibuster powers, McConnell responds by denying this is all happening, and that's the reason he says you don't need reform.
Why would any legislature in America want to overturn the counting of votes? The notion that some state legislature would be crazy enough to say to their own voters, we're not going to honor the results of the election is ridiculous on its face.
What do you do with that? I guess if you just apply it to recent history, then the Republican Party's entire reaction to 2020 was, quote, ridiculous. Again, according to the Republican leader. Democrats view McConnell as someone who can't be trusted anyway. Liberals have been urging the Democratic leaders to play more hardball. And again, up through the end of last year, Schumer and others were not willing to do that. They talked about the idea. But what's different this week, what's new tonight, is that Schumer is pushing a plan this month to gut some of the filibuster rules that give McConnell his obstruction powers.
Let's be really clear. Our democracy is imperiled, and time is running out.
If Republicans continue to hijack the rules of the chamber to prevent action on something as critical as protecting our democracy, then the Senate will debate and consider changes to the rules on or before January 17th, Martin Luther King Day.
On or before MLK Day, that's within 2 weeks. And the connection is deliberate. Dr. Martin Luther King was never in Congress. He was not what we call a lawmaker. And yet he was, as a matter of factual and legal history, one of the most influential makers of laws in the modern era. It was his work that led to the original Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act, and after his passing, Housing Rights Act that he advocated later passed. That's a lot of laws. You could actually see MLK with LBJ, we just had that up there, because the president recognized him as, well, one of the people who was a lawmaker in that sense. So all of this comes together. It is not coincidence, it's not symbolism, it's the reality of Democrats deciding they are going to actually force the hand and try to change these Senate rules. Now, they need all 50 senators. The holdouts on most issues, Sinema and Manchin, have not yet embraced this. But as one former senator told us recently on this program, Schumer wouldn't go this far unless he had some kind of plan. So does he? Where does he go next? Our special guest, an Obama veteran, in 60 seconds.